Hey everybody, welcome back to the 4x Dope podcast. I'm your co-host Jamie with Kwame, Kishara, and Jermaine. What's up, fellas?
What's going on, man?
We're back here on the campus of North Carolina Central University in the new School of Business. Yes. Shout out to Phi Beta Lambda, the Alder Talk chapter. I'm a proud member. 97 out here, Paul 97. But we're here and we're discussing some topics. I'm gonna jump right into mine.
Get to it.
Let's do it. The shallowest reason you broke up with someone. Jermaine, what you got? The shallowest reason. Because I'm ready to go, so I'm gonna send it to you.
Okay.
But I'm raring to go.
Mine's already in my head.
Let's go, Kwame. What you got?
Let's go, Kwame. Yeah.
Yo, so it was high school though, so that counts still?
Yeah, it counts. You broke up with her?
Yeah, so my little girlfriend in high school, I might have been like in 10th grade. It's shallow. Yeah, so and no, she was cool, whatever and stuff, but like I guess she came from a background, she didn't have a whole lot. I don't say that way, in a nice way, but so she didn't really have a whole lot. And you know, as a kid, you find like superficial reasons to not like something, whatever the case may be. Sweet girl, but whatever. But when I start like noticing like two things. When I started noticing that, well, go back. First thing I noticed when I went to her crib, whatever and stuff, instead of like having like curtains, they had like bedroom sheets.
Oh, the sheets.
The sheets on top of that joint, whatever.
Over curtain rod.
You know, yeah, so the curtain rod, which I noticed it, whatever and stuff. It wasn't no deal breaker or nothing like that, but it was just kind of like.
Well, then probably
you noticed it because you didn't have
because you had curtains.
Yeah. So I'm like, what's up with these sheets on top of the top of the top of the windows? Like I ain't know what was going on, you know what I mean? But you know, I ain't really say anything. I just rock with it, whatever and stuff. But then when we would go to school, man, I noticed that she like wore the same outfit like for each day of the week. So it's like she had a Monday outfit, Tuesday outfit, Wednesday outfit, go on. And she might interchange the things, but it was like she made
the same exact outfit.
like 5 days a week, you know what I'm saying? And I was just like, yo, she's cool, man, but she's wearing the same thing, yo.
But she's broke.
And I was just like, and I ain't had nothing. That's a crazy thing about it, but I wasn't like wearing the same outfit 5 days a week.
But you wanted a woman probably who was on your level, probably. I mean, a girl who was on your maybe.
Yeah, I didn't even even then I didn't even know about like somebody being on my level, but I know that I thought it was kind of odd. I know in hindsight, I know that wasn't her. It wasn't her.
You don't want no broke chicks
and all that stuff like that. But at the time, I was just like, yo, man, this ain't a good look, man. And I kind of
10th grade,
and I kind of made like some kind of like superficial reasons. Like, yo, this ain't gonna work. You know what I mean? Yada, yada. I didn't tell the reason why because I had a heart, but you know what I mean. But
I still got a heart. I'm
got a heart.
I got a heart, but I'm leaving.
Did she end up doing well?
I mean, I think she's married now, whatever and stuff and everything. I don't know about. I mean, I think she's doing okay. You know what I mean, whatever and stuff. And
like you seen her online?
Yeah, like social media wise, whatever and stuff. Like, that's all I won't say no names, but yeah, it was yeah. She's doing okay. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
Did she know that was the reason you broke up?
She didn't know. Hope she don't listen.
Oh, so she'll know. She knows now.
She knows now. She can find out.
Yeah,
but you was in 10th grade, so
that was young. Yeah.
That was many episodes ago for her.
Yeah, I didn't even know myself at that time. You know what I mean? I just know I didn't like that, so that was it.
All right, Shar, what you got?
That is shallow.
Yeah, shallow. Shallow how, boy?
Shallow how?
I don't know if mine was shallow because you said broke up, but maybe say you just cut somebody off.
Sure,
Yeah.
Okay, I'll say that. So it was here actually. So do y'all remember when I worked at Burger King?
Yeah.
And it was a girl there I met, can't remember her name, but she had a friend. And I started talking to her friend. I think maybe you I can't remember. Anyway.
Probably so.
I'm getting in charge, please.
Anyway, so I didn't know this girl was a virgin.
Oh man,
I didn't know.
No parts of that, bro.
No, I didn't know at all. But mind you,
I know who you talking about first. Now I think I know that. Yeah.
But mind you, this is the same time I was trying to chase Tawana at the same time. So it kind of gave me more of a reason to. But the real reason was her coochie was too tight. And I was
you couldn't do the job.
I was like,
This ain't fun.
Yeah, I was like, you know,
That was the reason why? Oh,
Yeah.
That's the reason why.
Yeah.
That is super shallow.
But I don't know, is that shallow? That's what I was like, I don't know.
Fuck. Yeah.
That's an opportunity, ain't it? I'm not leaving that one. But I mean, if I'm there, I feel you.
I mean,
I feel
in
you.
that mind state, at that point, I get it. But yeah, that's.
Yeah, did she key your car up? Yeah.
I remember that.
Hey,
Karma.
I ain't know that part.
It's called karma.
Yeah, I
You
probably forgot.
You probably forgot.
Forgot.
Yeah, she
Yeah,
keyed his
yeah.
car. That's what I thought about. I was like, and you was moving on, and she knew that too. So you broke up with her. Probably.
Was she in college?
No, she didn't go. She was. From,
She was a Dermite.
Yeah.
That's what your ass get. That's exactly what your ass get. That's what your ass get. That's what comes out of that. Nigga. College boy. You gonna take it from me?
Yeah.
You didn't take it. You tried.
Twice.
She liked them. I remember
she
that she
did.
liked them and everything. Cause you just bring her to the room sometimes. Well, that's what I remember, whatever and stuff. And when you start like dealing with her, and then that's how I know you can't.
So what was she doing with her life? She was just being a citizen?
She worked at
Burger King.
one of them. No, her friend worked at Burger King.
Okay.
I think she worked at Macy's or somewhere.
Okay.
She was a clerk at like Macy's or something.
This nigga.
Man,
You the worst.
She was like in early 20s.
Yo,
so
I'm
that's
out.
good.
Yeah, but I felt bad like afterwards.
As you should. From the guy who
But I didn't know if that was shallow or not. I was like, is that
That's shallow as hell.
Oh,
that's
okay.
a little.
I'm not leaving, but I would want to be clear. I would have knocked it down. I'd have did my due diligence, then left.
But you know, it's funny you said
Twice?
It's funny you said that because even a chick that I dealt with, like I said, she was my girlfriend, bad essential, whatever and stuff. And I was trying to like mess with her, or whatever the case may be. And she kept like scooting back, like, what's up with this junk? What's going on? And then she was a sweet girl though, but you know what I'm saying? And it's so funny because she probably had like the baddest body ever. Like she ran track, so everybody was freaking like was I don't saying too much. But yeah, but she
We here now.
yeah, but either way, you know what I'm saying? And then she did, and then she was just like, she told me like, oh yeah, she was a virgin at the time. And she was just like, yo, and I was cool. I like, nah, because I know I didn't like her like that. Like I liked that she was cool with, and I was just like, nah, we cool, whatever, like that. So kind of eventually just kind of stopped like rocking with her. But she was a sweet girl. That's the kind of challenge too, I guess. But I didn't even want to be with her. I just thought, so I wasn't in that place.
All right, Jermaine, what you got?
So I got a couple, man, but one in particular, it was here. Well, she didn't go to Central, but it was the same kind of same situation. She was here, cute chick, thick, kept herself up all the time, nails and hair. She just would turn me off. She was way too high maintenance. It was just always something about something materialistic.
Gotcha. She was always trying to get something.
Yeah, well, not even get anything from me. It's
Not
just
from
like,
you, but like, I want to go get this thing.
Yeah. Her world revolved around brands and names, and things
Gotcha.
like that.
Yeah, that get old quick.
It just turned me totally off, man. You know what I'm saying? And I mean, we stayed in contact, but I started to limit like my communication, like reaching out to her. Stuff like that.
But I ain't shallow though to me.
Well, the way I did it, like I just fell back. Instead of me just saying, yo, this ain't gonna work, I just stopped talking to her. You know what I'm saying? Like
I'm out.
It was how you did it.
It's a graceful exit.
Yeah, so it was kind of like how I did it. You know,
No
She
conversation.
was a labor hoe.
Yeah, absolutely.
A label.
But here's the thing: it took me. That didn't come out initially. It just took some time for it to happen because that's the case I've been out. But
Yeah,
I just felt it was just weird.
because you betrayed his mind. You remember you had a roommate that he put I know this is random. He was a roommate and he was so nasty. But his thing was he went to the store, he bought a polo, and he took the wrapping paper and put it on the wall. And that was like,
Yeah,
I was like, this is crazy.
this nigga. Look, first
You
of all,
understand what I'm telling you? Just thin wrapping paper that said polo on it.
yeah,
Yeah.
He wanted to show that he had some money. 'Cause he was poor. He was nasty junkie.
yeah, nasty junk. Matter of fact, he was so nasty one time. Y'all cleaned the room up one time
Yep.
when he wasn't there. And when he came back, he was like, "What the fuck? This ain't how I live. This ain't how I live."
He was so nasty.
I remember
That
that.
But he
nigga
took-
was like, and it was messing shit.
It was
up.
the
I'm
white crumpled paper. And I remember I was in the room with it, and he nailed that shit to the back of the chin. I'm like, nigga, that's just a damn piece of wrapping paper.
Yeah, his name was
Throw
Corey.
that shit
His name was
Corey.
His name was Corey.
Nasty
That nigga was
fucker.
from I don't know where the fuck. That nigga, when he came back and
Pine
started shit
Tops.
clean, that nigga was like, "What the fuck?"
He wasn't having it. Was
He was pissed out. He pig
and
me.
nigga started flipping stuff over.
Trifling. I was like,
Trifling.
I wouldn't have reported that nigga on the law. I was like, this nigga, I told somebody, who's the man downstairs? I can't even
Mr.
remember.
Cox?
Cox,
Mr.
yeah.
Cox, man, yo,
Donnie C,
trifling, man.
baby.
Yeah, man. He was filthy.
All right. So my shallowest reason was I was post dating my first fiance. So I was just out here in the streets.
Mm-hmm.
And I was dating this girl, and we would just have conjugal visits, right?
Of course.
Mhm.
Yeah, natural.
So it was never ever like daytime dating. It was always nighttime.
Yeah, come through.
And I went to a crib, and she was cooking. And the way she was cooking, I was immediately turned on.
What you doing? Cooking with her feet or something? What?
Nigga, she was using corning dishes.
What?
You know, like the dish you're supposed to put in the oven?
Yeah.
Mhm.
She was on top of the stove with it.
So she had.
So she
No,
made
it's not even country. It's like, I immediately was turned. I'm like, nigga, what is this?
So
I
you,
couldn't trust the
So
cooking.
she
you
had
feel
like
like
a roast pops frying food in it on top of the stove.
The little, they bake like say like, goddamn casserole.
Yeah.
Like a
casserole dish.
Pyrex dishes.
A pirate's pot on top of the stove. It's supposed to go in the oven. You know what I'm saying? It's like cooking with you cook, you know, it was like, it's rules to this stuff, man.
Yeah.
You're supposed to use the proper dishes. To me, shit matters.
Yeah, that matters a little
I
bit.
can't have you out here a corning dish on top of the stove, just cooking it like it was like, I'm gonna fry some eggs. Don't even die.
was that all she had, or she had the right?
No, she didn't know how to cook. The girl had her shit together.
Okay.
But you got to know how to do stuff. It's how to drive. There's rules to the road. It's how to cook. You got to properly produce stuff, and it has
That's crazy.
you can't fry an egg without some kind of lubrication,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Butter or something.
Something, yeah.
Right.
But she used a corning dish to like do stuff. I'm like, oh nah, this ain't going. Because I can't bring you around my people and you can't cook at all.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That was a
That's
complete
tough.
turnoff. I immediately went trying to find a girlfriend, went fishing. I'm like, this ain't gonna work. I'm better than this. I'm better than
You,
this.
you didn't feel like you could have like molded her and guided her to the right
It was too
time.
late. We too old for that shit. Either you got it or you don't. There's no more, what is the word?
Teaching.
No. What motherfuckers got? Potential.
Yeah.
No, nigga, you either got it or you don't.
She must have gone in the kitchen with mama and grandma.
She was standing in the living room somewhere because that was not it. And I did not try to cook, and I was like, oh, I'm good. Stomach like, blah, blah, blah,
You probably-
blah. I was hungry as hell. But I was like, I'm not eating that. That don't look right. It's not
Yeah.
prepared properly.
Yeah, preparation matters, yeah.
I was embarrassed. For her. I'm like, you got the corning dish on the
They got the pirates
cooking in
joint.
there? It wasn't like she took it out the oven and put it up there. No, nigga, she was working.
She was working at flipping. Hand me a spatula. That's crazy, dog.
Now, is that shallow?
No, I don't think it's
I
shallow at all.
don't think that's shallow.
I
I think that's
had to go.
just.
I think it's justification. I would probably be out too. Like, I mean, I might not be like I'd probably be immediately too.
I was out.
Yeah, no, I think it's shallow.
I hated to go.
No.
I hated to leave.
I would like to hear the women listeners think about it. They might think it's shallow, but I don't think it is.
And now, how is she doing now?
You don't know nothing about it. You probably see no more since that damn day.
Nah, I double back now.
Oh,
I went back, but I was like, I'm not eating here. And I'm not.
Yeah,
okay.
I know I'm not taking it no further than this.
Just- yeah.
Okay.
Here's
You
the
just
thing.
circle the block.
I feel like if she was unclean,
No, I'm
she was
telling you,
cool.
it's there. You can't listen. You gotta have these checkpoints in your life
True.
to
To benchmark.
We all
if
have
you
them.
can't eat good,
Yeah.
Right.
that's funny.
you can't eat at all. Not even eat good. You can't make a sandwich. I don't know that, but I know that shit didn't
That was
present
just
well.
like, no, I can't do this.
Absolutely.
All right, so we're going to move on to
That was
topic 2. We're going to explore the impact of technology and social media on society. And I want to ask you guys about issues like online harassment, fake news, and how it's got us with this digital addiction and all these things. So, like, in the current state of affairs, a lot of things have been happening with Facebook and Twitter, now X, and all these other online platforms that are giving our parents this old news or this fake news, and they believe it. Like these fake pictures and stuff, and they're like, no, that's really a cow that can dance. Like, no, that's not what you think it is. I know it looks like it's 4K, but it's not real. So
Like AI, basically.
it's AI, and you can't explain it to your parents or can't justify it to your parents. Like, what is this? So, Jermaine, I throw it to you. Like, what do you feel we are? Like, it's online harassment, fake news.
I think it's super damaging to our mental and emotional. I think a lot of people are emotionally connected to social media, internet, period, point blank. Because it's to me, I feel like people are chasing an identity through social media,
That's right. You got a point there.
and they never had their own identity. They weren't forced to be a man or woman, an individual outside of a fact. So now you have all these folks who are, I'm talking about people in our age bracket, maybe
Yeah.
10 behind us.
Mhm.
The younger people, they are born into this shit.
They live on it.
So it's all they know.
Right, so that's all they know. But with us, I feel like we have people who, for whatever reason, have been super insecure or whatever, and now they're looking for something to be a part of. The other part of that is bullying in no form of fashion is good at all. But I do believe that's where we are right now. And I think we have to be able to eat the meat and spit out the bones. Like, even with music, can we listen to somebody saying the word nigga and kill in the song 50 times and then turn it off and we're back to our normal selves?
Right. No, it's too late.
So with the internet, I just think we just have to be able to eat the meat and spit out the bones and don't be and get so emotionally attached to what we see.
Yeah.
And be able to understand and create this dichotomy where this is fake and this is real and all this stuff. Honestly, I'm gonna say this too. Don't get me wrong, just like any tool, a fishing pole, a pair of pliers, it's great when we got to use it.
Yeah.
But when we put it down, it's also great that we know it's going to be there when we come back, right? I think that's how we should treat the internet. Whatever it is, it's great. We need to make money. We need to advertise or whatever. But I think it gets dangerous when we begin to have to depend on it. For example, if a person wakes up in the morning and the first thing they do is grab their phone, I think that's a form of addiction. I think that's where it's bad because at this point, if you're checking your emails or you're going to the internet all the time, I think you've been technologically subdued mentally. And that's not good because it transfers to other parts of our lives, whether we know it or not. So, bullying is always bad. I don't give a fuck what platform it's on, how it's done. And I think we just got to be able to spit the meat, eat the meat, spit the bones out, and be able to decipher. So, here's quickly, this is one thing I challenge my students to do. My grad students, undergrad. And I just be messing with them, fuck with them. I said, look, next week when he come, I want everybody to leave their phones in the car. And he'd be like, shh.
He'd be like, panic.
Man, shit, Jones, I don't know, Jones. I'm like, we ain't here hour 15. You can't leave your phone in the car? I'm willing to leave mine. Oh, Jones, I don't know. So that's just what we are.
Yeah.
And I think this is all premeditated. It's to get us to buy into this whole thing.
What you got, Charles?
I agree with some of what you're saying. Like, I can see why you think that way, like, about what you're saying. I feel like, and it could be conditioning, I don't know. I don't feel like I'm addicted to my phone. You say if that's the first thing you do when you wake up. I think it's just some habit. You know what I mean? Like, for me, when I pick up my phone in the morning, it's not because I'm jumping to get to social media. I need to check my emails for one, see if something happened because I got a lot of stuff going on. Sometimes you might forget a bill or something, and they send you an email notification, to pay a bill. I got family members who are like elderly and, got stuff going on, so I need to make sure I ain't miss no text or nothing, you know what I mean? Like, I just feel like it's so much I got to keep up with. Let me check to make sure I ain't miss nothing.
But that's
what I'm saying?
That's different. Yeah.
So it's not necessarily about, social media. However, I did start in 2024 because I was just like I said, what I was telling y'all about the election, how it was just too much. I was like, my mental capacity is just not where it need to be. I was like, so 2025, I'm going to take every month, I'm going to take a week and I ain't doing nothing on social media. And I have found that it's been so much better to me. So when I do go back after a week, I don't feel like I missed nothing. I just be like, oh, okay, let's see what's going on. But
what's happening?
Right. But I've never been the person to buy into or feed into like social media, what you were talking about. Like, some people feel an identity. I know for a fact that some people like I went to high school with, and I didn't say something was wrong with them, but you see certain people, how they move in certain spaces they put themselves in. Like, I could tell you showing all this stuff now because you didn't have a girlfriend or you didn't have a boyfriend. You got picked on in school. So now it's like, I'm going to show y'all. So I got to make sure I post this stuff like all the time. So I was like, you don't have to do that. Like, I get why you're doing it, but you don't have to do that. So I feel like because they feel like they didn't know who they were, or because of how they got bullied.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Now they's kind of like,
or left behind.
Yeah. It's kind of like, now I got to show y'all, you know what I mean? Like, this is what I'm doing now. Right. You know what I mean? So I think it's different reasons, but I think it's very damaging.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so I know for me, that's why I've started 1 week every month. I ain't touching social media.
And I tell people too, go to your social media and hit that feature that tells you how much time you're spending weekly on social media. And I think that'll be an eye opener too.
And even to piggyback what Charles saying, I'll probably be doing it not necessarily in the same style that you do it, like take the week off a month. But I've been saying something about the past year where I kind of like pull back from social media a whole lot in terms of like I might get on them for like a real hot second, but I'm not like there all day or checking on all day and everything. And I feel better when I do that too. You know what I mean? Like I might jump in and out, but I don't feel like I'm missing nothing. You know what I mean? And you know, I may miss some things with some people, and it's not because I don't care, it's because I just don't be on it as much. But I also feel like it's more healthier to me. Like it's and you don't even realize it until you do it. You know what I'm saying? And everything as well. I can still be in tune, but at the same time, I'm not. But I do also think that just the change of just what technology is happening. And it's funny. I don't know the terminology. I don't know, so nobody kill me now. But I know I went to like this AI training they had, DC government had, you know, for all the employees and stuff, and they're talking about just the change of the times, and it was saying like from like what 2000 to 2020, that 20-year period, like the internet is like stagnant in the sense where where you go ahead and you go and I go ahead and I said I want to Google Babe Ruth whatever and stuff, and then you go and trying to search articles and all this stuff like this, and now from like 2021 to the current day and to the future, now if you use the AI features and stuff, it automatically search for you. So at this point, it's going
you don't have to go find it.
You don't have to go find all the information
right
and all that stuff. It's running down. It'll be articles. It's going to be how to say certain stuff
all the time.
And everything and all those times like this. And it's showing you like the shift of, you know, of what's happening with the economy. So it's almost like you having like AOL freaking dial-up internet back in the late 90s. You remember going to the computer lab? It takes all forever for the junk to warm up and everything else. To now we have it constantly on our computers and right on our phones, like more or less. And now it's going to a whole different level, which in a way could be positive, but in a way it seems scary because we see how things are used for the wrong. Like you crimes with AI and stuff, and people snatch. I guess a word for it, snatching your voice and trying to make sure. Yeah, that's true. And they know you just well, so they always say that like, yo, in your family, you need to come with like a code word or a code something that just your family know. Somebody trying to use because they can use your likeness that they know. Okay, they're saying Jamie. You know what I'm saying? Right. But if you say Peaches, whatever, Faith, you know what I'm saying, and Madison knows, okay, this is you know, this is my husband. This is my dad. You know what I'm saying? And that's funny because I haven't done this yet, but it's still like, you know, good to know because it's gonna be a whole different wave that's going to happen. You know what I'm saying? That we're not gonna be ready for. That's right. Fake pictures and all this other. You already see that mess now. You know what I'm saying?
Well, music. Not even that. I've seen. I just read an article somewhere where this dude, his wife accused him of cheating, but somehow I don't know how it happened, but somehow like AI, they figured it out. But somehow AI generated a message to go to his wife. To go to his wife because it knew like certain people he was attached to. It generated some type of message to go to her and basically saying your husband is doing something with this person or whatever. And it was like somebody generated it.
So it wasn't real?
It wasn't real. Yeah, and it caused like some serious problems. It was on TV on the news. They basically some AI thing generated that to go to the wife.
So take that situation right there. Right. Imagine your mom or somebody or your aunt or somebody older, even her age. They definitely like, Jamie did what? You know what I'm saying? Right. And it's all believable. You know what I mean?
They actually put pictures
because they hear your voice that sounds exactly or sound very similar to what you are, and it's not even you. And that's the new crimes is going to be happening.
And pictures too.
So they're trying to put safeguards like across the board, whereas private sector or governments across the country, whatever, they're trying to safeguard some of this stuff because this is what I mean. It's not coming; it's here now.
Oh yeah, it's here.
It's definitely here
because I use it often. Personally, I'll be the first to tell you I am addicted. I switched it though. I said I'm a consumer, and I'm not consuming properly. So let me become a producer. So instead of watching so much, if you follow me on Instagram, look at my stories, I'm all about making people laugh because I like but and my stories are full of just stuff I just consume. But in the meantime, I throw our stuff in there. So my wife's business and my business, we'll throw videos in there. But it's understanding like, hold up, I'm doing way too much on this goddamn app and when I get paid for it. So what's the pivot? The pivot was to start producing. So if you look at our Instagram and our TikTok, it's all high quality video. And we've taken it to become producers of this content and to talk about ourselves. But I think the term was to understand, yeah, I stay on that one because it's so easy to swipe.
It's convenience. I mean, life is convenient.
And then once they find your algorithm, once they find your rhythm, how you like stuff,
it's coming.
My stuff is about sports, comedy, business, and some bitches sometimes. Right? And just keep swiping. And it got me down to a T. It's like, and golf, a lot of golf. A lot of golf. And I'm like, yo, I got to turn this to make me a part of this too. I have to become a producer of this so I can find myself in here to make some money out of this. Because what's the point?
Yeah.
I can't damn use the crack that I'm also selling. So I mean, I can't. I need to be selling more crack than use it.
Definitely. I agree.
Makes sense.
All right, so we're swimming through these topics here. Here's topic 3. I'll start with you, Kasharo. Since you are the reigning Mr. No, you're not reigning anymore.
To be
immediate
clear,
pass.
To be clear, I'll be the forever king.
Let's be very clear here, ladies and gentlemen. Forever king, Mr. Kasharo. He's
forever king. He said, until you raise more money than me, I'm forever king.
Has anybody come close to that?
No.
All right.
Tooting his own horn.
So, Mr. NCCU here, I'll ask you, how can HBCU alumni networks provide support, mentorship, and opportunities for professional growth? And to throw you that question is to say, how did you, in your case, pull off that campaign in that way through the association? You know, how did DC work with you? And then from out of that, what opportunities came out of that? And, you know, how did you use your reign for that year? Yeah, to show your worth, because I don't recall anyone doing it like that before.
Right. So that's a loaded question.
That's a good question.
It is. So to be completely honest, let me start with saying I had a blueprint to follow. So shout out to Jay Fuller.
Jay Fuller, Alpha Level Zone.
Yes, she had an excellent blueprint of how to win.
And Jay raised $60,000.
50.
I said 60.
Tomato.
Give it to you.
It's not the money.
Yeah.
Give it to
She did a great job.
Yeah.
There's 2 alumni.
So with that, I had a blueprint to follow, but I was like, I still had to make it my own.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And so I think with my work ethic alone, that definitely helped. Because once I put my mind on something, I'm going to do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Which I did. So through that process, it was hard. Like, so you having to ask people for money. You know what I mean? Yeah. And
a lot of people thought it was a vote. It's not a vote.
Yeah, definitely not a vote. Right. It's about raising scholarship money for the school or for students.
Which make it good, in my opinion. Because in the day, it's not a popularity contest.
Right.
So I may cut across you, but I think part of what it is, the misconception. As person might think it's a vote, I can see why people think it, but at the same time, it's just like, okay, when you realize about scholarship and you raise the money, once I knew that, I was like, I'm not going to outwork Kasharo. I already knew that already off gate, you know what I'm saying? Because like you said, his mind to it, he's going to go hard. So like, it wasn't even close. But go ahead, I'm sorry.
Yeah, well, to your point, I made sure, like y'all had said earlier, I'm very resourceful. So I made sure I put together a team of people who I know can help me get the work done that I need to get done. So I call them my Fabulous 5. So I got 5 people in different areas to help me go to the next level, what I need to do to raise that money. Even through that, I was able to reach out, tap into people who I had no absolute clue could help me get money, number one, and then open other doors for me to do other things. Like my neighbor, he owned restaurants.
Really?
And well, he moved, but my neighbor at the time, he owned restaurants. So I invited him over one day, didn't know where we're going, but I invited him over, told him what I was trying to do. He's like, oh yeah, no problem. You know, I got you. Like, so he donated money and put me in contact with people to donate to my campaign.
Because they have to throw it away anyway. They have to write off the money.
To make people want to buy into my campaign.
Gotcha.
You know, so some of my gifts or whatever people's pledging for, they want those items. So, you know, thanks to him.
That's true.
I
donated a jacket.
And he had events there too. And he had events at his restaurant.
Yeah, I had events at his restaurant. So it helped him as well. And then I used my cousin, you know, in New York, who was into like the entertainment world or whatever. He knew people. And so I needed to have this big party as my last big event to raise that money. He told me how I needed to massage the situation to talk to the person who ran that business, that club,
Yeah.
to get me in there to do what I need to do. And his advice was dead on. I said exactly what he told me to say, how I approached it. And that dude was like, sure, you can have your event here, no problem. And if you raise this amount of money, you get this many people in here, I'm going to give you this amount of money.
Oh, okay.
I went over what I was supposed to go over. And he was like very impressed. So he said, if you want to have any more events in here, you let me know. You know what I mean? So I built those resources. And even with that, the NCCU Alumni Association, especially Metro DC chapter, they support their candidates. Like they go hard for their candidates. And so I met a lot of people that I had not been really in contact with before through that, and built relationships with some of those people. And still to this day, I have relationships with them. You know what I mean? And they still check on me, you know, to this day. And vice versa. I check on them too. Yeah, vice versa. Like, so all those things, to your question, is how you can help pour back into your university, being a part of the Alumni Association. It helps, you know what I mean? Like, we definitely need to, especially when we're talking about, hey, look at this building we in right now. Like, we could have so many more things, opportunities on this campus if we got more people involved, you know? And I think people just don't know what that means or what that looks like. You know what I mean? We didn't even know. Like, no one groomed us to give back.
There wasn't a segue out of undergrad to adulthood. Like, this is what you should do.
Right. No one told us.
Just looked ahead and they were old.
Well, I think people place that information against the backdrop of their current financial situation too.
True.
Yeah, because
I ain't got no money.
Do you think you got to have thousands of dollars to be able to give back to your university? You don't.
Nah.
You don't.
50 will do, 20 will do.
It's whatever you get.
And also, it's a variety of ways of doing it. Like, it ain't necessarily just go ahead and go onto the website, which you can do that, of course, and be encouraged. But also, it can be like, okay, I might live in Maryland or somewhere like that, whatever. But and I haven't done this, but I probably should. But like, but I might want to get like season tickets to football or basketball games, and I may not go to be there in person, but I might try to get one or two and gift it to somebody else.
Exactly.
But you're paying for towards way. So if you're into sports,
so you bought tickets and they're paid, accounted for.
Yeah,
and you get the tickets away.
Yeah, even if I ain't gonna be there,
you still pour it back into your university.
That's one way to do it. You know what I mean? And even when you give them the gift for fundraising like that, they have different organizations you can contribute to when you go on the website and everything for different scholarships and stuff. So there's different ways you can do it. But sorry, go ahead.
You good? Yeah.
Well, I kick it to you, Kwame. Yeah. Opportunities for professional growth, but moreover, how can we give back? That was a solid idea.
I'm sorry, though. One thing I did want to say,
sure.
that was because on top of my tap. I also feel like, I think we talked about this several times before, we have a lot of talent at this school. We have a lot of talent who has came out of this school. I think one of the problems is, that I think will help, we don't reach back to those people and give those people opportunities to come here and talk to the kids here now. You know what I mean? I don't think we do a good job of mentorship with the resources that we have.
Meaning pulling alumni back
here and doing those things.
Aside from homecoming.
Aside from homecoming, yeah. I think
that's good.
I think we don't do enough.
I wouldn't know that because they ain't called us.
Exactly.
But that's a good point. That's a good point. That's an excellent point because they go speak to, like you said, what we possibly doing here as a collective. Like when we had Ruck on, what he was talking about the whole situation in terms of like trying to do business with Central versus A&T, our rival in a sense, and they were willing to give him the money or something like that. I feel like Jermaine has a situation that's happening currently or whatever, and it's kind of those type of things that we should do because in the day, inspiring those younger people so that we can, and we do have a lot of talent. Like of course you don't know everybody from wherever school and all that stuff like that. One thing I can say is the fact that whether you don't know these people or not, like. You don't even realize what like the better talent we was around prior before us. Even though and current when we was in there, current when we was in school and went after us. Like it's a lot of resources and stuff that's out there. And I think that will also put something together where you kind of include these people in the mentor and whatever. But that also give the alumni to be more motivated to give back, to give the current students, inspiration and trying to be like those people who's already came before them. I think those are some of the things that will be very helpful in terms of understanding. And I think one of y'all just said it, is the fact that teaching these people, and it might be hard at 20-something years, I'm talking about some 20, 22-year-old mind, talking about giving back. And I can see me being in a lecture, we're talking about the points of giving back, and I can care not even giving a damn at that moment as a 22-year-old. Like, all right, whatever. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. But what's it might be a solution
what's the trade-off?
Or to even teach those people to to be able to do those things, see the importance of it. Like you said, we're in a beautiful building right now.
But we built this building in 2000. Remember they had it was called the 2020 Vision. This is one of these buildings.
Oh, is it? I didn't know
School of Business. We had a vote for a bond.
Mm-hmm.
So all the new dorm, there are 2 new dorms actually, and this is one of the 3 buildings. So it's not Akinyele that did this. We voted for this 20 years ago, now 25 years ago. I remember it was the 2020 Vision, and this was one of the buildings.
Well, this vision
It's
came
not
in.
brand new. This is bond money that pulled this off.
Well,
Jermaine, what do you suggest? Because I'll say this much: you all 3 are active with the Metro DC chapter, which is amazing.
Yeah.
So, what are some lessons you learned out of Metro DC?
That's a good question. So, what comes to mind first is the power of unity, of like a collective, and it mirrors something my mama used to say. I don't know where she got it from, but my mom used to tell us as siblings, you can break 1 toothpick, but you can't break 5. And the Alumni Association up there is definitely, even if you're not cool, or you may not in a negative sense, but if you don't roll with people, when it's time to bust move for NCCU, everybody comes together.
Y'all do come together.
You know what I'm saying? Whether it's a toy drive, whether it's whatever. But I think what kind of negates or waters that down is the fact that, let's go back to mentorship, or let's go back to like underscoring and getting folks who came through Central to come back. A lot of us are doing some dope shit. From doctors to attorneys to what my brothers here doing. Like everybody got something they can give back.
Right.
So I just think we need to do more of that. We unify when it's time to unify, and that's awesome. But also too, I think we need to support each other individually more. I do believe that too. I think the support, showing up to events, whether it has anything to do with me professionally or not. But I just think the university too just needs to reach back to help. If you couple the unification with the university bringing folks back to students can see, this is real life. When I leave here the next 4 years, this is where I'm going to be emotionally, financially, physically, all this other kind of stuff. Yeah. And they need to see those tangibles, man.
That's fair.
We didn't see it. When I came through Central, we didn't have anybody come back to our class for those who wanted to be writers or professor or whatever the case may be. We just saw Dr. Farabee. We saw the professors who were doing it. But a lot of us, a lot of folks didn't tread education. So my point is, I didn't get it, and I know how it affected me. And last thing to say this too, I think we need to start thinking more globally and traveling abroad. I wish somebody would have led me in undergrad to be thinking about traveling abroad.
Yeah, me too.
You understand what I'm saying?
But I have to also say that I messed that up because we did have a friend who did do that. Seth.
Oh, Seth, yeah.
Seth went abroad. He went to Mexico as a second semester freshman. Right. He was worldly. He's a Muslim.
He's a Muslim, but his mind was he was already
years apart from us. He was a very smart brother.
Yeah.
So I was too country to take the opportunity.
Well, yeah, you think about hindsight. That's one of the things that I would do if I could have the opportunity to learn those things, or just being more social on certain stuff. You know what I'm saying? Then of course, you would do that. But I just want to touch something that we kind of said even prior to the recording. We were talking about earlier is the fact, dude. Even maybe some of the growth of stuff is having the right person come in. I think y'all was talking about the current president earlier, and how sometimes it's okay to reach outside your family network to bring somebody in to have a different viewpoint of way of doing. If that person's about business, about growing the university, and have the overall collective goal in mind, you know what I'm saying? You don't have to necessarily be an alumni to do that. It could be somebody else that you know what I'm saying that has the the business in mind of making it grow in place. And sometimes you need that. It's outside of peripheral view,
And allies too, because Tavares, my boy Tavares, he was on my campaign team. And he was saying he was out to dinner recently with somebody, and they had made like a negative comment about North Carolina Central, like, well, I don't want my daughter going there because that's school. And he was like, hold up. He was like, I didn't go there. He's like, that's a great school. He's like, I know some fine young brothers that have came out of that school. That is a great school. And he was like, I would love to send my kid to that school. Yeah. So I think it helps to have allies too to help elevate our university.
Yeah, allies.
That's
I would
definitely
say this
good.
much about the university. It's hard to be the the small fish in this big old pond, Raleigh-Durham Chapel Hill.
Mm-hmm.
To be one of, I think, 9 schools that are just in this area alone, and to stand out in a black town is already hard. So you got all those things kind of against you, but it's always best to try, and then, build on what you've already started with. And so far, so good. I mean, we're doing well. It's now just getting the country to act right, because I believe that university, we're in line. We're in line with everything.
Mhm.
But it's like, come on, y'all. We also have to get the country behind us to go too. Because these kids come from 2-parent homes. They're not struggling by and large.
Mm-hmm.
These kids aren't struggling as if, we're what, 4 generations removed? I may be doing the math wrong, but that's 25 years ago. When we started 30 years ago, when we
Started at about 25 by the time graduation.
Yeah, so you think about that. I mean, they're not
Give or take.
struggling by and large. They have knowledge
Right.
and how to find stuff. You could go to your phone and find it. We had to actually go to the library.
Do
to
the
find
work.
it.
Yeah.
Right.
So there's no more quote unquote struggle as much. It's just now getting the country to also understand that we're trying. And it's for us to also build on it.
I agree with that 100%. Yeah,
Yeah.
that makes sense.
I do.
Okay. Well, since we're done with your topics, Jamie. Also, those are very good topics
Thank you, friends.
that you covered today. Definitely thought provoking. So, with that being said, you are our dose of dopeness for this episode, and I will start by saying that Jamie has always been my wild card friend, and I mean that in the best way. Like, he gonna say what he mean. He gonna say how he feel. He gonna protect you at the same time, whether he agree or disagree. He's that dude. If I could be him for a day, I would love to be him because I wouldn't care. And I already feel like I'm that person anyway. Like, I don't let much bother me, but I do have some guardrails when it comes to myself. But I know when it comes to Jamie, there are no guardrails, and that's a good quality to have. Like, he's never disrespectful. He just say how you feel.
Right.
You know what I mean? Regardless of people take it the wrong way, you know what you're getting, when he says something. So that's something I've always admired. And I feel like we have a special bond because he was the first person I met at North Carolina Central, not knowing we would be in this place 30 years later. So that's always a special bond that me and him have, and something that we share. But I always feel like he's just a great dude, and no matter what nobody say, I'm always have your back. Always.
Yeah. Man, I'm sorry. Go ahead.
No, well, yeah, I was kind of echo what Kachar was saying. Like, Jamie's definitely like unfiltered, he's a straight shooter. So you said, you get what you get from him, whatever else, you know what I mean? But he's not going to tell you anything wrong, so not purposely. He's going to tell you what he thinks is right. It's up to you to take it or not take it, you know what I mean? And that's what you got to appreciate for him. And just some of the things I was just thinking about, like, this last year or year before last, about just going to places, going to parties, and doing places like that, whatever. And we don't know how you're gonna get them. Oh, we're going to this door right here. We're going back here, and I'm up here being timid. Come on, dog, hurry up, man. Come on, what you doing? And we getting this junk, and we up here partying for free and doing all that. And so then, so it's almost like it was like last year. I went to like a Southern homecoming party, and we was like at this VIP that we didn't pay for. We was like all night. I like, man, I'm here and channeling my inner Jamie Patterson right here. We in there drinking, partying. People think it's our VIP section. We was there all night and didn't pay a dime in that joint, whatever. And I would have never did nothing like that if it was somebody like Jamie who just like, yo, act like you belong there.
Because you do.
And that's what I did.
and you know what? I think we all can share a similar story. But let me say this. I can say Jamie hasn't wavered. I think you guys agree with that. What you see is what you get. And very knowledgeable, smart guy. I think, too, coming from Red Springs, smaller town, coming to Durham, and having to adjust to a whole different societal norm, a whole different way of living. I think he's done well.
Definitely. He became the king of Durham.
Absolutely. and that speaks volumes because a lot of people don't know that part about Jamie. They may know where he's from, but they didn't see him fresh off that Red Springs Bowl. I remember Jamie went home with me freshman year Thanksgiving, and we hung out. And I can't even remember how we met, man. I know we met, but I will say this too. We listen. I didn't start drinking until I got around Jamie, and the first thing I drunk was, y'all remember St. Ives was red.
Yeah, different colors though. Yeah.
So we had took the bus to the mall, city bus to the mall. We was walking back to Chile, and we found a beer on the ground. And Jamie cracked it open. And then he gave it to me and passed it to me, and I started drinking. So it was the first thing I ever drunk was like something we found on the ground at O'Reilly football field.
Goddamn scavenger.
Yeah, it was in a brown bag. It was in the corner on the ground.
A tall boy.
I don't even know why we investigated. But Jamie went over there and got it, opened it up, was like, "Yo, this is brand new," and started drinking. So
that's a wrap. That's a wrap. I am not a scavenger, but I was one.
Savage. Straight savage.
Savage.
That's how I started drinking, man. Like, we found the beer.
That's some Q Dog shit.
Shut
up, Jeff.
The Q man we have today.
Shut up, Jeff.